go.
Court Administrator's Office.
Yeah, how are you doing today? Hello?
What can I do for you?
I'd like to find out a case number for a Thomas Pertler.
What was that name?
Pertler.
How do I spell the last name?
P-E-R-T-L-E-R.
And, I'm sorry, what was the first letter there?
P is in Paul.
E-R-T-L-E-R?
Yeah.
I'm not pulling anything up here, at least not... Here we are.
You found him?
Well, I'm not sure. What kind of case are you looking for here?
Well, it's a criminal case. He was in all the newspapers here. It's a county attorney from Carlton County. You recognize the name? You still...
Vaguely, there's... Was this a DWI that happened in July?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
The file number I'm looking at here is 69DU-CR-12-2386.
Okay. And then let me look this up real quick. I want to check this just to make sure it's going to be the right number. Okay. In the newspaper, it had said that he was going to be on 2 years probation. Let's see.
Let me kick into the disposition here.
Yeah, the newspaper said the prosecutor was sentenced to 1 year in St. Louis County Jail, but the sentence was stayed for 2 years of supervised probation. Okay, I guess I'm at that number you gave me. Okay, and it says on there...
That's what I'm reading here, on my side at least.
Okay. Isn't there something on there that says a comment may be reduced to court probation upon review by probation officer? Okay, so that means that after like a week he could have it dropped off and he wouldn't have to have a probation officer at all? He just had to report to the court every once in a while?
I suppose technically, but I highly doubt that the probation officer would make such a recommendation after a week.
Right, but it says it may, and seeing how this guy, the county attorney, it says right in the newspaper article that he was falsifying evidence in his own criminal case. Let's see, where does it say that? He was, let's see. After being placed under arrest and advised of his right to speak to an attorney, Pertler refused to provide a valid intaxalizer test. The trooper wrote in his report that Pertler provided 47 weak breaths of air and stopped blowing when the volume of the intaxalizer would go up. The trooper said he offered to let Pertler take the test again, but the defendant said he was done testing. Now, I don't know how some guy who's the county attorney can get away with obstruction of justice there. I mean, he's trying to falsify evidence in his own...
That's what the underlying charge was. I mean, it's not obstruction of justice. It's refusal to submit to it.
Oh, I understand that.
It looks like he was charged and convicted with.
Right, I understand that. So was that he just pled guilty, or was there a plea bargain on this thing?
Let me take a look here and see if it tells me.
Because, I mean, a county attorney is actually a law enforcement officer, and what kind of law enforcement officer falsifies evidence in his own criminal case? I mean, how can you trust any arrest, prosecution, or conviction in Carlton County if this guy's doing that for his own personal gain?
I think you might actually want to talk to a lawyer before making any assertions like that, to be honest with you. What I have here for the disposition that was recorded, and it doesn't look like there was a plea agreement, though I would have to actually go into the file and check the plea petition to be sure of that. It looks like he just came in at his first appearance, so pled guilty to the count one, to the headline charge, and then received the sentence that you see there. what I normally see, at least when the court does the may reduce the court probation kind of thing, is usually it's like once all the conditions, like what do we got here? There's a no same or similar condition that he must attend the victim impact panel, provide verification that he's completed treatment, that he submit to any random testing directed by the probation officer, stuff like that. And if he has successfully completed treatment and he's done the course as required and all those big sort of requirements are done, probation may submit a recommendation to the court that he be reduced to court probation, and the judge will just kind of take that recommendation and decide from there. It's not a guarantee that probation just can, throw up their hands and say, well, he's done on supervised probation. It still has to run through a judge to determine whether it's appropriate to drop down to court probation.
Right, but my point is, this guy, it says right in the paper that he is falsifying his own tests, right in front of a cop. And this guy is a cop. See? So like I said...
Well, he's a prosecutor. It is different.
Well, actually, I've got a copy of Prosecution Principles right here, page 5. It says, as a law enforcement officer, the American prosecutor is just as concerned with detection of crime and the arrest of criminals as the cop on the beat. Okay? So, he's an elected official 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and when he was stopped, that was an official investigation when he was still county attorney. And it appears to the paper, and he admitted to it, that he was falsifying a test. So, like I said,
what is it? Maybe I should ask them. What is it exactly that you want from me here?
Well, I'm just saying. How can you trust this guy? If he's going to do this for his own personal gain, what's to say he wouldn't do it and say a case against you or me? Because that would be for his personal gain too. Do you see what I'm saying?
Is that the only reason you called, just to ask that question?
Well, I called to find out the number, or the case number. Actually, I called Carlton County, and the lady there was pretty rude to me. She didn't, I would think that if you, type in some guy's name, you'd be able to, especially he's the county attorney there, you'd think you'd know what the case number was, but she sent me off to this number here, so that's why I'm calling you. Otherwise I was going to ask Carlton County.
Because it was open and held here, yeah.
Right. And then I saw that the city attorney from Duluth prosecuted the case too, so. Okay. Well, anyhow, I appreciate your time, and thank you for all your information.
If you do have any other, directly case-related questions, or what does this component of the disposition mean, or a procedural sort of things, I suppose don't hesitate to give us another call, all right?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Bye.